Welcome back to another Jay's Clubble video, and in this video we're now taking a look at the Infinity Ultron from the third Disney Plus wave. We're currently in wave 4, but I don't have that wave, so this is the next best thing. So yeah, this guy goes in the Hawkeye wave with Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Sharon Carter, and some other characters. And yeah, you can find those reviews on the channel if you want to go watch them. But with that, I guess let's now get right on into the video. So before we take a look at Ultron, I thought we'd take a look at his weapon here. I'm not even quite sure what this is supposed to be. It's super long. It's like really long. The edges feel a bit warped, but it just could be me. But I'm not quite sure, again, what this is supposed to be. I can't remember if this was in the episode or which way it goes, because this has a different end to it than this one. This one's more smoother compared to this one has like a ridge in the middle right there. I will say, when I was trying to put this together, I had a bit of trouble. You gotta like really push it in there for it to hook in, and you just want to make sure it gets in there so it doesn't come apart. But that was a bit tough. But yeah, this is his weapon. If you know what this is from the What If show, leave it in the comments, because I don't remember him having this, but he may have. He must have. They wouldn't probably add this, I don't think, if he didn't have it. But anyway, that's his giant weapon of some sort. That's kind of crazy. But with that aside, let's now move on into the figure. So I bring him up a bit. I have him in this pose where he's like lifting his arm out, which I'll take a look at poses here in a second. But you can see the Ultron figure. Of course, this is based off of the What If show, the series or the episode What If Ultron Won. And this is now our second What If Build-A-Figure. We had the Uatu the Watcher, and now we have Ultron. And let's see, his little cape came off. In fact, we'll take it off for now, but this comes off a bit easy, but you can take it off. With that aside, you got the Ultron figure. I kind of like it. I kind of like the robotic feel it has to it. It's very smooth. Like just something about his like armor and everything. It's really smooth. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of nice. But we have his Ultron body. I'm not quite sure if it's kind of similar to the one that's from Age of Ultron. Of course, this is Vision. Well, actually, it probably isn't, because it's supposed to be Vision, because he finally got what he wanted. And he has the stones. There's a reason why he's called the Infinity Ultron. It's because he has the different stones. So I believe he has the Mind Stone up here, and then down here, he has, like, the different Infinity Stones across his body. These are, like, little specks and everything right there. You can kind of see the different stones. Because of my vision, I can't really tell which stone's which. And I actually had the hardest time finding the 6th stone, because there's one in his head, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, and then this one is really faint, like right there. And so, yeah, I didn't know that was a stone right there. But yeah, I kind of find it odd how I didn't realize how tiny these were, which it would make sense. They were in the gauntlet, they were kind of small, but I feel like you just barely miss them. It just feels like 4 or 5 little specks. And, I mean, that's kind of what they are, but that's just how I see it. I don't know, it just doesn't feel as realistic. I don't know how to describe it, but, yeah. Again, here's a look at his head. Of course, it's supposed to be kind of like Vision's head, although I think it's under the mask. So, he has these little hooks on the back of his, body right here to hook in the, cape. I'm not quite sure if that's part of the design or if that's just there to hook the cape in. Again, it's pretty smooth. He's a pretty flat and smooth figure, I'll say that. And it just, like I said earlier, he has this type of feeling to him, which I don't know, I just like it. His shoulder pads are probably going to hinder his arm articulation. Taking a look at the feet, he's got some robotic feet right there. And yeah, you want to make sure you know which foot goes on which side, because they're kind of the same there. But yeah, with that, I'll take a look at this cape. So taking a look at the cape here, it's kind of a reddish, I think, pinkish color. Again, I have a visual impairment, for those who are probably wondering why you can't get a simple color. But it's this rubbery feel, and it kind of has like a flow to it with these indentations right here. Kind of like the Watchers. This one's a bit stiffer, but the rest of this is quite smooth. It has these 2 little holes right up here where you can hook into his back, which the more I mess around with them, the more I'm realizing that it doesn't really stay on too well. And you have this peg right here. You could peg it in there and then also hook it onto those hooks, but it doesn't really stay in that well, and you can't really get the peg in from past experience I've had with this figure. But now we'll just go ahead and try to put this back on him. So it just hooks onto his back like so. Just gotta get it in there. And hopefully it'll go in. So there's one, and then the other one, you kind of gotta pull it in some way. Okay, there's two. Okay, that was a lot easier. Man, you gotta love it when you're doing this stuff on camera. It just goes the way you want it. When you're not doing off camera, it doesn't. But anyway, so here's his cape again. It's on, and just, as you can see, the peg doesn't really go in there, which I probably should have showed you where the peg went. Can I do that without taking the cape off? Kind of. So yeah, you can kind of see right there. That's where the peg would go, but it doesn't really want to stay in there. So let's see, can I get that to go in there by any chance? Nope. No, it doesn't want to go in. So yeah, that's just my one little complaint, I guess, about this figure. I did hear he's kind of small. Because of my vision, I can't tell how big he is, but one thing I'm not liking is how easy his cape comes off. You would hope that would be on there pretty well. Oh, did I get the peg in it? No, I didn't. Anyway, so you just want to be careful when you're messing around with this guy, but I'm sure most of you will probably be just putting him on display near your what if figures. But yeah, with that, let's now take a look at articulation. So taking a look at articulation, his head can go down that much and can go up that much, so pretty good right there, at least decent enough. Can go 360 degrees like so. His arms can go up that much before it hits the shoulder plate right here, and it can go down or go back that far. He can pull his arm out like so, and he can bend his arm like so. He has a joint at the wrist right here, so you can bend it like that, turn it around like so, and then you can, of course, move his hand around. And then does he twist at the elbow? He does not, or yeah, he can't really twist at the elbow right there. But you can do the same with this arm, and pull it out like so, bend his hand like so, turn around, and then bend his arm in that far. He always has one gripping hand, so this is the hand he'll use to hold his blade. Can he twist that though? No, he can. I don't know. It felt like he could, but I don't want to risk it. Let me know if you have his figure, if he does. It almost sounded like he could, but I don't think he can. Anyway, I don't think he can, actually, now I think about it. He can do the ab crunch a bit. That's as far as down he'll go. He'll go back that far. And then when it comes to his legs, he can do splits like so. He can bend at the knee, and then he can, of course, bend at the foot. And then can he twist at the foot? He cannot. And his leg can turn though, because it's on that joint when you peg it in. Can bend or push his leg out that far, and go back that far. And then you can bend his knee, of course, like the other one. Oh, not his foot, but the foot can bend. And then like there, as far as it'll go. And yeah, that's most of his articulation. That's all the articulation he has right there. So yeah, now let me get into a pose and we'll take a look at my final thoughts of the figure. Alright, so here we have Ultron. He's kind of tall with the blade right there. You can kind of just see how tall it is compared to him. But zooming back in, I kind of want this pose where he's like reaching his hand out to grab something. Or I think that's pretty cool, in my opinion. But yeah, that's a look at Infinity Ultron. He does stand quite well. I mean, with the blade, it's kind of hard to get him to stand. But if you just put it in the right position, it works. And I think it's a pretty cool figure. I'm still not quite sure. I think this is probably my favorite Marvel Legends Disney Plus wave. I want to see what the Zombie Iron Man wave looks like. But so far, I like this wave. And the next video will be just me going through and talking about my least favorite to favorite Marvel Legends characters from this wave. And yeah, so with that, let me know what you thought of this entire wave. I mean, I guess you can do that in the next video also. But also, let me know what you thought of this figure and what you thought of the What If Ultron Won and the final episode of What If from Disney Plus series. And so with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.